work with and invest in the development of that board. And so I was like, I think this will be a great opportunity for all of us to come together and have some retreats. And Bob shut that down. I've tried.
Oh man, I don't understand the reservation on some of this stuff. I really don't.
And I think part of it too, the other part is Amy is so closed-minded. I've been told, and it's just like she doesn't want any external entities or orgs coming in and touching her board.
Oh, that's fascinating. That explains it.
Yeah.
I mean, even if that's wrong, that is a plausible explanation.
Yep. She was the one who told me the feasibility study didn't pass because I didn't kiss the ring. She was just like, no, it was not going to pass if you didn't engage in a meeting with us beforehand. And she admitted, she was like, oh, there were things I didn't understand about it. Your explanation is helpful. She was like, the next time you want to produce or present something like this, you need to meet with us first.
Oh my God.
I was just like, oh, okay. And I told her, I said, I'm not going to play this game with you.
No.
I said, Amy, I said, we know each other. I said, we do. I said, good and god dang on well, I am not a privatizer. I said, I marched with
you're
you.
the furthest.
And I told her, I said, and if my track record right now has not proven that I'm not that, then I said, I don't know what vision you are operating from, but it's not the same as me. It's definitely, maybe it is the other 2020 vision when we got hit with the pandemic and all of that, not the clear 2020. But yeah, I just told her, I said, here's the thing. I said, I believe in the laws of reciprocity.
Yeah.
And I said, that I'm on that board. And I said, and you may see me as one vote, but I said, I could really shake some things up for you and for the district. And I said, I won't do that.
Yeah.
But I said, understand this. If you want me to collaborate with you, you have to be willing to respect and collaborate with me.
Absolutely. Yeah, these are not one-way streets.
Yeah. And she was just like, well, we will definitely be mindful of that and keep it in mind. And I was just like, when I see you do it is when I'll come to you. And if I don't get another thing passed, cool.
Yeah.
I said, it's just not the space for me then. But I will. I think that's a area of growth I need to experience. Like, I just need to meet with everyone and give everyone a chance.
Being strategic with that type of a stakeholder group is a very tough challenge.
Oh yeah.
Because I have found myself in spaces with that too. Because sometimes I figure like, well, I've done my good job today. If someone's walking out of their space with me, disappointed, right, mad at me, because I'm like, then I've probably provided my independent, because an independent view is not going to please everybody.
Nope, it isn't. It isn't. Yep, this is a space I've learned that it's tough too.
Oh yeah.
It's tough, but no, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Do you is there anything? Do you have any other budget-related questions? Like I said, those are the most.
No. So what I'm going to go and do, I'm going to review the notes.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually going to pull out my binder. This is just how I learn, and I'm going to try to go through the entire process as you explained it on my own.
Yes. I do the same thing. That is no, I can totally appreciate that.
Yeah, just to make sure that I'm comprehending it. This is very intriguing. And I'll be honest, I think in some spaces, if it were presented, people would probably be like, yeah, we knew that.
Yeah, that's a very real possibility.
Yeah. In other spaces, I can guarantee you in the majority of spaces, to your point, no one knows. So I will say, like, before I leave, that I'm game. Whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. I do know that you will have allies. Like, you're a neutral person on the board.
I
You're
hope
not
that
an
it
enemy.
comes across as just purely Switzerland, right? It's like data comes in, unbiased analysis, opinion comes out.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be what it's going to be. There's no agenda here.
It's
the truth with, ideally, hopefully sound and justifiable, withstand scrutiny analysis.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
No, I can tell you, Herndon is going to be all over this.
Okay.
Leonard, I can hear him saying, Wow.
Yeah, he must. Yes, that actually is his thing. That's
yeah,
right.
he's just like, he's gonna do the head. I got him down. He's the one who calls me in private and speaks with me, and I can appreciate it.
Yes.
I'm just like, whenever you feel confident, please speak on the board floor. But I get it. But he is gonna be one of them that's gonna. You're gonna hear the light bulb moment. Marva is gonna. She's probably gonna say she knew some of this, and she didn't know how. Cause she always says she's a numbers person.
Yeah.
And contracts and budgets. Shella is probably gonna be in the same boat as me. Like, whoa, okay, this is a lot. What do we do with this? So I do know you'll have allies in that way. I think Gokul Gandhi would too. But she's gonna go and she's gonna consult and see like what she should do or what she should who she should be talking with to get ahead of this. I think ultimately the greatest pushback is gonna be Peterson.
That's what I envision too. It is.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah, and I don't even think Megan is probably gonna be pissed. I've watched her evolve as a school board director. I used to watch from afar.
Yeah.
Right before the pandemic hit, I would sit in the audience or listen, tune in, and I would just listen to her. I've witnessed her growth, and we're not close at all, but
sure.
I do know she is probably one of the more no nonsense bottom line. Yeah, and we don't have to like each other to understand and see each other's strengths.
Right.
I know that she will get it. I would say my first reservation, I just don't like him. But I peeped how he rolled, Peterson, and then secondly, you just never know with Gokul Gandhi.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's a mixed bag. Yeah.
And she's gonna acknowledge that it's right. I just think it's that other part, and I'm so hesitant or reluctant to engage with her because I know everything goes to Larry.
Yeah, there's no confidentiality there.
No, there is not, and
it's just gonna be a direct route.
You get close enough to her, she will tell you she values his opinion and she bounces everything off of him. The full circle is, so does Bob. That is Bob's. And it takes for Dr. Baez to tell you how the two of them, Bob and Larry, work. So I've kind of built a wall.
Yeah.
You don't say certain things. Yeah.
That's helpful too because I've made very deliberate decisions about these conversations.
Yeah.
The board members that have and don't have them.
Yeah. You definitely got to watch it, and I mean just change your strategy. But always cover your tracks. You have to cover your tracks but do what's right and do what you feel is right and garner that support. But pay attention.
Absolutely. Well.
I forget about Simpson too. I'm so sorry. I forget about her. I just associate all of them with
because it's kind of a go with the flow. You know,
she is a go with the flow.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like if the consensus is going a certain way, well then that's probably where she's gonna go.
And Saquana, I think she's kind of like checking out.
Okay.
And that's my opinion. I understand. I don't know, but I honestly, if you present this to anyone who's being real, I think as a board, even this is gonna piss Gokul Gandhi off. I can tell you that much right now.
Well, I mean,
everybody.
Right?
Yeah. But I'm just trying to brainstorm on what each person's reaction would be based on my interactions with them.
Yeah.
She's gonna. We're drama queens. We are. Full transparency. I may appear to be calm with it, but I'm just like, what the?
Right. Yes.
But no, she's definitely gonna be bothered. But I would say, approaches everything. I think laying it out in this way, you could definitely do that with Herndon and Garcia. Leonard, I think he tries to work with everyone, and he'll admit, like, I don't always agree with Bob, but I do value Bob's opinion. But I think he's gonna get it. I think everyone's gonna get it. The reactions are gonna be different, and what they go back and share, and then their proposed solution, that's going to be evident based on who they're talking to.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think everybody's going to have the same reaction, but what they do with the information, that's where you apply your strategy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then, I would love to be able to get some time with you again.
Oh yeah, we can schedule it now. Or you can send me an email. Yeah, because I gotta get to my other event. Yeah. No, that's fine.
Are you late?
I text them. I'm fine. Actually, I was it's the urban ag work.
It was that event.
Yeah. So I'll go there when I leave here. But yeah, email me. Let's if Fridays work best, we can definitely make it Fridays or whenever. But I'm flexible. Like I told you, you know my job now.
Yes.
I am, and it is literally a full-time job. Building a base, pulling the data, making sure that the candidates are, and I'll full transparency, you know, Angela Harris.
Oh, yes.
Black Educators Caucus.
Absolutely.
She is going to run.
Oh,
David Castillo from former BLMA office.
Oh, yes.
Dr. Crystalline Stanley, who just retired.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't she your principal?
Keith Avenue.
Yes.
Yep. Those are the 3 so far. And Jeff Spence I've heard that he may jump back in.
He may come back?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He was a very systems-minded individual.
Oh, I'm learning. Yeah, I am definitely learning.
And I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, and I remember sitting in the audience watching him. I didn't understand board then the way I understand it now, so I couldn't tell you whether he was good, bad, or indifferent. I know he's going to be gunning for Erica. So it's a slate.
Wow, I can't believe he's thinking of returning.
Mm-hmm. But he gave some clear, explicit directives indirectly to me. And what I got from the person who shared with me that he would be willing to get on the board and even like mentor all of us, like openly and engage in like all of the difficult work. I was told that one, I was about to resign from the board. He's like, don't quit.
When was that?
This was months ago. Actually, this was in February.
Really?
I had a job offer in DC.
Oh.
Yeah, a major job offer, and I was gone. I was forget it. Excuse me.
Do you need? I brought Kleenex.
Yeah. Sanitizer.
Oh no, I'm not worried about that. But
thank you. But if
you want it, it's available.
Thank you. He's considering, but he gave directives, and the part of the directives were, he said, do not fall. How was it framed? Basically, don't feel so overwhelmed or defeated in this space, because I guess the word had spread that I had submitted a resignation because I was done. City attorney's office, I'm just like, forget this. We can't do anything. They don't care about children or educators. I went on when was the session with Marva when I stormed out? I think that was probably later.
Maybe February or March. Could it have been April?
I think it was March.
March or April. Probably somewhere in there. I think that's probably right.
When I stormed out, it was 2 weeks before I had to give them my decision of whether or not I had accepted the job. They had extended the offer. They gave me a time frame.
They gave you a long window.
They did. They did. And I came highly recommended because that was my stumping ground. That's where all my relationships are.
Yeah.
So I had a time frame. I think I had applied for the position in February. I went through 3 interviews, with one being a presentation, and then they called me back 2 days later and was just like, we want to give you the positions and then your salary requirements. It was over 6 figures, or not, it was 6 figures. It was really nice.
Real offer.
And there were so many other benefits. They were going to help me get my daughter into a high-performing, it would have been a charter school.
Sure. Well, the DC area,
school.
right?
That's, oh my goodness, that's so political there.
Oh, yeah.
But then they were like, we have this program that we work with high school students because my daughter wants to attend Howard University.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, yeah, she could, we'll pull some strings and get her in the, it was just like this great package.
Man.
And I was just like, bye, Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember that executive session, I stormed out and I was so mad and I was just like, I'm done. And I got word from, what is her name? Do you know Stephanie Manning? She used to be an administrative here, and then I think she left.
Yeah, see, that name sounds familiar, but
it's Dr. Manning now.
Okay.
But she sent the message. She's the executive director of City Year.
Okay,
now.
Yes.
And she said, yes, Jeff said, don't stop the fight. She was like, people see you. And she was like, and people are rooting for you. She was like, you have more support than you know. She was like, but Jeff wants you to continue to fight. He's going to consider joining the fight with you. Then she was just like, one of the things that they were talking about was me writing an op-ed to kind of combat the narrative that the unions were putting out there about me being anti-teacher.
Oh.
Because then this had gotten to the board, the budget season, this past one, where the longevity pay, I kept questioning that and the use of whether or not it was a good use of funds, and I still don't agree.
Yeah, right. Regardless, they could have done a better job of saying, like, these are anticipated outcomes for the cost.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
$500,000 is going to buy me 3 more years of tenure. I mean, whatever, but you didn't get any of
You
that.
didn't get any. You didn't get any.
No.
And you got your retirees that submitted. They're not coming back. Forget that budget or that bonus. But she was just like, Jeff wants you to do an op-ed. Just to kind of, she said, to build a more compelling narrative and explain your vision for a greater MPS. Dispelling the notion that you're here to bring in more charters and this, that, and the other. And she said, it's time to get bold with your leadership and leverage other media outlets because people need to know what's happening on the board. And so I didn't follow neither. I actually want to meet with him. And I'll probably reach out to him maybe sometime next week. But those are the 4.
Wow. Boy, Jeff Spence. Yeah, that's fascinating. Because, when he left, I'm trying to think. I thought he was just, he had his name on the ballot, but he was just like.
He didn't fight.
Yeah, that was the thing. Yes, he was like, my name will be on, but it's not like he ran a real candidacy.
Nope. No, Stephanie said he didn't run anything.
Yeah.
He didn't knock on the door.
He was just going to, whatever it was going to be, he was going to let it be. Yep.
And that was one of the things that I realized. I was like, Erica replaced him, but even the people who still voted for him without him campaigning, it was significant. So he could have a shot, but like I told her, Dr. Manny, and even the other candidates, we're going to have to do a strong pre-campaign, not hurting the district, but really targeting what's not happening on the board.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to give it my all. I pray that we win.
Yeah.
And I also, that's what's keeping hope alive at this point with regards to the board, because we need another administration. We need a fresh start. Yes. Yeah. And I don't completely know what that looks like, but I know what we're doing now is just, obviously, it's not working. It's not working, and in some cases we are at fault for it. In other cases, it's just pure ignorance. We just don't know. But it's no excuses, because, if we don't get education right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I fear for, like, communities and families and students. Like, I work with so many young people, and it's like, well, what do you want to be when you get older? A CNA. Well, why not a nurse? Because CNAs make more. What? But we limit.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so much. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. I don't want to. At the moment, you have to get up and, like, please feel free. But I'm getting so much out of this time.
Yeah, no, me too. Me too.
So, similar to that is with our select criteria high schools. we had done an analysis, and I didn't share it, but now as I'm envisioning what my open data portal can look like. Okay, anyway, but we have schools on the far north side. Not a single kid applied to Reagan. And I'm like, these are like the best performers, and they didn't even put their name in the hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like their vision of what they can do, or what someone is telling them is what they can do, has been so diminished.
Yes.
They don't even think to like, oh yeah, because I see the cut scores, they would have gotten in.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And I'm so that's what I think when I see that. And the other thing with that select criteria school is it was such a missed opportunity, because what they have is their standard, which is you can become a select criteria school if you have people more interest than you have capacity for. And I spit this to both director Leonard, Simpson, and Garcia afterwards. I said, you have interdependent relationship here, and by that I mean it's recursive. You will only get more interest than you have enrollment if you have the label of being select criteria.
Yep.
And you only get select criteria if you have more interest than you have. And I said, you can't have a dependency that's recursive like that. You'll never break it.
Never.
No other school will ever become a select criteria.
Yep.
You need another path.
Yep.
And I was like, this was a total missed opportunity.
Yeah.
They could have absolutely said, nope, that's not good enough. I want a different. And there's so much like this. Right?
It is. I got a call last week from a mother who the score had met the criteria to enroll in Reagan.
Yes.
Reagan was never an option presented. That's what she said, at least. She said when we were given the top schools, and I don't know if it was the principal or the guidance, I forgot who.
Okay.
The student attended, I think, Fernwood. Is that a K through 8?
I can't remember if it's K8 or not. I always confuse them in Maryland and Craig. Anyway.
Yeah, it's some school. It's not in the city here. Like definitely not in District 4. I think it was more like a suburban school.
Okay.
But he took the test and King was on there. Or I think this is how the story goes. King, Reagan, Golda Meir, and Tech were all there, and they placed him at Tech. It was something. But she was just like, when I told my son, she's like, he got scared and he started having anxiety. And she was just like, he fears for his safety if he goes to Tech. And so I asked some questions, and she was like, I think I want him to go to Reagan or King, but we were told those were no longer options. And so she's like, I guess Golda, they didn't mention Golda, so Golda is the only option. So to make a long story short, I had told her to call OBG, and I said, explain to them what you shared with me.
Yep.
I said, they'll understand it more than I will. And I said, let them know about the score that your son earned and how it can qualify him for one of the other schools, and see what school is available or is an option beyond Tech.
Yeah.
One phone call, I guess, got her into, I think her son is now going to be attending Reagan.
Okay.
And it was just like, I don't know what happened in between, but it seemed like a process that was not as clear or consistent or comprehensive on our end.
So many are like that, unfortunately. But that space especially. And
she felt like because she lives in District 4, that's what made her call me.
Oh yeah.
Blewett actually gave her my number.
Peter really?
Blewett, yeah,
no
the former. And she was like, I got it from my neighbor Peter, and he told me to call you. And she was like, I'm a resident in District 4, but my son does not attend a District 4 school. He just graduated. And she said, I'm really frustrated with this process. And she said, I've been getting the runaround. So apparently she's been trying to deal with this for 2 months now. And she said, I'll call Office of Board Governance. I said, if you don't hear anything back by Friday, I said, let me know and I will show up.
Yep.
And so she called and she, I guess, dropped my name, and someone in Office of Board Governance got it taken care of. And she said the person who gave her the false information before was the same person who turned around to and emailed her and then called her to let her know her son had gotten into Reagan, or they transferred him over. And she was like, it was a humbling, it must have been humbling for them because they were so apologetic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's so many parts or details that I'm missing, but the fact of the matter is it just seemed like a complicated process that didn't need to be complicated.
Yes.
And that was not as comprehensive as it should have been.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was just like, and one phone call changed it, and apparently her son had scored so high that he could have been he should have been placed at a King or Reagan.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, I wonder, is it because of where I live? And I'm like, well, we don't really follow those guidelines. I said, students are bused everywhere, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So no, I don't know what the issue was there, but I say all of that to say I've always felt some type of way about select criteria school.
Mm-hmm.
And the schools, the whole testing in and all of that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I have mixed feelings about all that as well, especially our implementation of the idea of it. I think it can be, if we wanted to even maintain that at all, it can be done far better than I think we're doing currently.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to spend some time to reflect on this. Okay. I will look at another time when you and I can get together.
Yes.
And we can figure out what we think are good table setting moves.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I am ready. I am going to make this my homework this evening. This is very fascinating. It is. It's sad and fascinating.
Yeah, I know. It's like sometimes I wonder, like, well, what do I want my reaction of a board member to be? And actually, to be honest with you, it's probably that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's deflating, but also fascinating, and it speaks to the improvements that we need to make.
Yeah, we got so much work to do. And it often takes me back to, why are people attacking me? Like, my dad would always say, if you have enough people complaining about the same thing relative to you, it got to be something that you're doing or not doing. And I think there's some truth to that, and then in other cases. But in this specific instance, it's like everybody complains, not everybody, but many people complain about our district. And it's not the district that I experienced as a kid. I remember like everything being excellent, and I remember learning and experiencing so much. And I know those were different times, but I just want to get back to that. I don't want to keep paying $14,000 for tuition. I want my daughter to come back.
Yes, right.
But it's like if everybody's complaining about mismanagement of funding or low, academic achievement or declining enrollment or the toxic culture, like people, we can't all be making this up.
Right. Yeah. Right. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
I really appreciated your time today. This was really on a lot of levels.
No
joke.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I do. We got a lot of work to do, but we'll get it done together. And I'm definitely an ally.
No, thank you so much. Man, this is making my weekend. It's just nice to have these types of moments and be like, all right, I'm coming back and we're gonna get some.
Yep. No, thank you. Can I keep this?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, and the pen too. Anything
you. I am a pen thief.
Oh my God, I'm notorious. I've got a million different. I do not mean this sarcastically in the least.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need anything else for your next meeting? Anything we can provide for you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Anything
it's
else
a
I can
walkthrough. It's a walkthrough, and then I'm meeting with Fork Farms because they want to call. So we had a meeting. Interesting. This is going to be my NPS day. So we had a meeting with superintendent, and Senator Taylor was in there, and Josh. I don't know his name, from Fork Farms.
Okay.
We were talking about urban ag and the missed opportunities and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And Josh then reached out to me. He invited me to the grand opening of the Sherman Park grocery store. So that's where.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes.
But then he said, I want to connect with you offline. He said because the superintendent was telling lies. And he was like, he said it was a different ball game when you were invited into the meeting, and he was like, I just want to operate with transparency, so I'm going from one confidential meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, but it just got me because the same thing occurred with what's his name, the owner of the Bucks, Peter Fagan.
Oh, Fagan, yes.
So they called me for a meeting about a mentoring program.
Oh my God.
Yes, and to get calls from the Bucks president, it's like, wait, can we get some season passes? But it's like, it was not a friendly call, and that's what I be talking about when I say it's the board's responsibility, because some people are just not as compassionate. They're gonna look at what he's doing and they're gonna give us the business. And he was one of my funders for my previous program, so he called me and he said, Linnell Ramey, who used to work with the BLMA office.
Yeah, also used to, yes.
They have, he's the executive director of Greater Milwaukee.
Yes.
And they were doing a partnership with the BLMA office and and launching their mentoring program in certain schools. Linnell called me and was just like, the superintendent lied. He was supposed to allocate or allocate certain funding to support this initiative. He told us it was going to be 50. He then reduced it to, I think, 15. Didn't tell anyone. He's been trying to keep it under the board limit so that he won't have to take it to the board or something. He was just like, now the man is ignoring me. And he was like, I hate to pull this, but he was like, I need you to now set up the meeting. So I set up the meeting. I didn't know Linnell was going to bring Peter Fagan in.
Holy.
Peter Fagan, and I was the late one. I think I was probably like 3 minutes late. And I walked in, and I'm just like greeting the whole room. And Peter is sitting there with his arms crossed, and he's just like, so, Posley, is this going to be a full of shit meeting? And he said it just like, I was just like, oh, this is so fucking embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
So him and Posley started going back and forth. You could tell they've had some conversations, and they
have
some type of relationship. But yeah, so they basically, we had the meeting, and Posley was just like, this is what I needed, because they presented like goals and metrics, and he was like, this was all I needed. He was like, we could have got this accomplished without having a meeting and this, that, and the other. So, they're being professional, Peter and Linnell, and they're like not saying anything. They were like, well, here it is. Can we get the 50 back, and can we get these launched this fall? And so superintendent was like, yeah, I really want to support this initiative and this, that, and the other. To make a long story short, we walk out. Me, Peter, and Linnell ended up walking out and exiting the same way. And Peter was just like, he's so full of shit, and he's such a liar. He was like, I have big hopes for MPS, and he was like, there's so much development and things happening in this city around sports and physical fitness and all of that. And he was just like, I want to partner with MPS, but I'm done. He was like,
man,
see,
people get burned out on that, yeah.
Yeah, and then I got another call. He was like, Linnell called me. He was just like, he's doing it again. This was more recent. Then I told Linnell, I said, I told you to invite me to all the meetings.
Right.
I said, I may not have a lot of power on that board, but he shifts when I'm there.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I told you to invite me to the meetings. I said, I don't feel any type of way anymore, because you went into that meeting blindly, did not have a board member as a witness.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I don't know, like, if we're not working together, we're working against each other.
Yeah,
and
right.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
And so he was just like, he's trying it again. He's delegating to, I think, Jennifer Mims Howe or someone. And he was just like, I'll keep you posted. But he was like, I just want you to know, we support you, but we're done with MPS.
Oh my God.
Like, so now, fast forward, I'm going to another meeting. Who someone after meeting wanted to have a separate meeting and just be like, yeah, the superintendent is full of shit. It was a lot of lies. So,
oh my God, how many meetings can you walk into where that's all you hear?
All I hear, and I'm just like, I want to be MPS proud.
Heck yeah.
But
they're making it hard.
Yeah, it's making it extremely hard. So yeah, I was just like, I don't know what else to do. What else to say? And they always come to me with this. I don't get the good kind, like Danae Davis. She was just like, the superintendent, I'm not working with MPS no more. Then it became a conversation in Greater Milwaukee Foundation. And I was just like, what are we doing? Yeah. So I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know what to do.
Well, I think I'm hoping. Not if I get too far ahead of myself here.
No.
But I'm hoping like in a couple months, couple years time, you and I can both reflect on this conversation. And be like,
Yep. When we start to get people back,
right?
A board that's paying attention. Yeah, I am definitely hopeful. I am. For now. And it's good to hear. It's good to have meetings like this because it's a learning process for me. It helps me hold myself accountable, and then it gives me insight on what needs to be done as a board member.
Sure.
So it's like I'll follow your lead, of course. This never occurred, but let's definitely get another meeting scheduled so we can figure out next steps.
Yeah. That sounds great. No, I really appreciate it.
No, thank you.
Absolutely. And we at least waited out the rain too.
Yeah. I saw the air conditioning system. I was just like, oh, it's back.
Yeah, I know, right?
See you later, Victoria. Have a good one. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Hi,
Kayla. What event you shared this week? What event you shared? Because I said I was gonna come to. You shared something. Claire, this Director Carr is Claire.
I'm Aisha. How you doing? Good. No, I don't remember.
You had shared something this weekend. They was having something this weekend. I was gonna do that.
The black vendors. Are you gonna be there?
I was just gonna go.
You should set up a booth.
I'm not ready. I didn't tell you about our house.
No, congratulations. Where?
I'm 90% Lisbon.
Oh, of course you're far out.
I need help. I need a contractor.
A contractor for?
New bathroom.
Terry, TC. I don't have his number in this phone.
You on your Facebook?
Nope, he old as I don't know what. You throw him a 6-pack, he get it done.
Okay.
Get it done.
Alright, I'm gonna text you.
Yeah, text me. It's in one of my other phones, but text me. I'll get his number for you. How do I get out of here? I should know this. I'm gonna quit playing. It's down here.
Right here.
This the board parking lot.
Oh yeah, right.
But yeah, hit me up. Alright, see you later. Not the man. I was okay. Let me y'all reminded me of these masks. Oh. Sorry.
I didn't even notice.
Hi, Tim. I'm just gonna cover because I think I left my mask in the office. Hi. How are you? Are you going out?
I am. You?
Yeah, I'm going out too.
How are things?
Good. Where you going?
I go out over here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll catch you later because I'm not walking. Rain. But
I know.
how's things going?
Things are great.
That's
great.
good.
You? I've been busy, crazy.
Busy, crazy, bored, politics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. I would go nuts.
Oh, I am. Hopefully it'll pay off. Yes. You too. Nice seeing you. Where's my mask?